receivers are getting open and you're at the very top of the list. I mean, do you feel like you're separating getting open at the same rates that you've been in previous seasons?
You said I'm at the top of the list?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you definitely are at the top.
I mean, I'm
Do you
not.
feel like you get separation?
Yeah.
Brandon, what does this offense have to do to, compensate for the losses of the three guys who weren't out there last week and just continue moving forward?
Just keep working, keep building.
What do you think of Jawan's game?
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Did you anticipate him getting that much action going into it, figuring you might draw stuff and he might get open and benefit that way?
We didn't, not necessarily, but nonetheless, it was pretty cool.
But he had a big game in the Super Bowl also, so after losing both games, you kind of understand like the frustrations where he's probably coming from.
Yeah.
Do you sense that team's defense is playing you any different this season through 3 games?
A little bit different. They just know what we want to do, what we like to do. Me and Purdy especially. So, just yeah.
How do you
Working
work
through
through that?
Practice today. Trying to get in different spots, getting different looks. Working through that today.
Does that open things up for other guys, you think?
I think we all open stuff up for each other depending on where we're at on certain plays. So, yeah.
What stands out about Christian Gonzalez?
I gotta watch him.
Brandon, talk when you signed your extension, the pressure comes with it. I'm sure you're aware of people like, these numbers, these aren't Brandon Aiyuk numbers. Do you feel pressure? I mean, I'm sure as an NFL player you feel pressure all the time. Is it different right now?
A little. It's different, for sure different, but anybody who's watched 49ers football for the last 4 years, probably maybe besides last year, not much different.
Can you go back to the last play last game and just looked like you got hit in the back of the head and took exception to that, or over the Rams celebration? What went on down there?
I didn't think the hit was anything. Okay. It was just frustration after the game. It was just a little extra, but yeah.
Did you think for a split second that crazy play
Yeah, especially watching the tape, we had a chance.
Get whatever bad taste out of it.
Yeah, there's part of that. But also, you don't want to just jump out there and make it 3 in a row. You know what I'm saying? You want to correct the things that we need to correct. It's not big issues, I feel like. There's small tweaks that need to be made. And then you go back on Sunday and then make it right.
What are some of those tweaks?
Things that we'll probably just keep in-house, but at the end of the day, people are going to look at all the bad stuff that we're doing when we are losing, right? It's not the standard that we have had since I've been here, but I see the things that are positive on tape, and we just got to clean up the things that are the negatives.
Fred, I know you don't use the injuries as an excuse, but how tough is it to go out there when you're not running out with the guys that are supposed to be out there?
Yeah, of course, we want our best players out there. But like you mentioned, I will never use that as an excuse. This is the NFL. It's usually going to happen where you're going to be down a guy or two. It's a very physical, violent game. So, yeah, we got to make sure that we win regardless of the situation.
Each year is different, and you guys have been through struggles in the past or kind of streaks where you've not been playing your best ball. Bosa's always said, I have confidence in this locker room that we have the right guys. What in this team makes you have that confidence for this team this season that you guys can turn it around?
Yeah, same thing. There's still a lot of the same guys from previous years. Me and Bosa being 2 of them. I feel like we're a big part of what we do. It's our job as leaders of not only the defense but of the team to make sure that things are running right, and if they're not, then we got to correct it.
Fred, I don't know if you've covered this, but what do you think of Stevenson as a back, big power back this week?
Yeah, great back. And you mentioned a power back where there's really not a whole lot of them left in this league, but I mean he's as true of a power back as there is. The big body, the way that he runs the football. Antonio Gibson too, picking him up I feel like was a huge gift for them. So we're gonna have to bring our pads this week for sure.
Fred, for all the injuries and stuff you had, the consolation was that you're going to get them back. But with Hargrave, it's kind of a different matter. How hard does that hit?
Yeah, it hits hard. Obviously Javon is a huge part of what we do up front and had a great game. I feel like he was continuing to ascend and then he gets injured, right? So it's next man up mentality. Guys are going to have to step up into that role. Luckily, we have depth at the position, so we just got to keep moving.
What have been your impressions of a couple of those newer guys, Jordan and Yetur?
Yeah, great impression. It was great from the moment I met him, and then it's only grown stronger ever since. I feel like Jordan has been amazing. Yetur as well, being able to play inside and outside. Kevin Givens has always been really solid for us in the middle, so I'm excited about them getting their opportunity.
George is obviously working his way back. We know what he can do on the field, but just his energy and his presence, if he's in uniform, how does that even help you on Sunday? Just the guy he is.
Yeah, I mean, amazing player, amazing teammate, and obviously a great leader for us as well. So all those traits, aside from just him playing amazing football on the field, is going to be huge for us if and when he can go.
Like you mentioned with Dre out, it's the next man up mentality. Is there a concern, or do you have to make sure the guys don't try to do too much to make up for where they're taking themselves out of their own game?
Yeah, no, not at all. I think it's just a matter of everybody doing their job just a little bit better than what we're doing right now. It's not huge changes that need to be made or glaring issues. It's just little things that need to be cleaned up, and that's why I'm excited to get back to work today to fix those things.
How do you guys go about making up for the loss of Hargrave?
Just a group effort. We have a lot of depth at that position, and I'm excited for the guys who are coming back. KD will be really important. Then, Jordan and Kevin step up.
Do you feel it's more attention on you? Does that allow them to get more attention on you on the outside when you're missing a guy who can be taking it back inside?
Could be. We have a lot of guys, though.
A lot of those guys are newer guys you've talked about, kind of having to try to get on the same page. Does it make it even harder when you subtract one of the guys who you do have familiarity with there?
I think we've all practiced a good amount together, whoever's going to be in there. So I think we all went through camp together. I think the biggest thing is just missing Grave around the facility. We all eat breakfast together and as a D-line, and he's just a very positive, always laughing, smiling. So hopefully he'll be around rehabbing here, but I already missed him this morning.
We lost so many players to injury, but those were guys you're going to get back. Does this one hit different because it's final for the season?
Yeah, it's always worse, obviously. But the bright side is it's something that he'll bounce back from, and his career won't be altered by it.
When you have a tough loss like that, how eager are you to get back on the field Sunday and get back in the little column and kind of ready to ship?
Yeah, it's been tough to sleep the past couple nights. Just mind racing. So yeah, I mean, always this time of year I'm itching to get to Sunday, but after that it's like major.
You talked the other day about feeling the loss. Is that kind of what you're feeling from time to sleep?
Yeah. I wish I could get it out of my head, but it's frustrating. So yeah, we're definitely not trying to feel like that anymore.
Kyle mentioned that in all three phases that your guys' standard really is not being met from a defensive standpoint or from the defensive line standpoint. What do you pinpoint as far as isn't being met in terms of the standard?
Just execution, making the plays when they're there, winning our one-on-ones more often. It's a lot of things.
Nick, Jordan is a possibility to go in alongside Malik Collins. What have you liked from him and what you've seen from training camp this whole part of the season?
I think he fits the scheme really well. He's played in Cleveland on the #1 defense last year, so he got a good taste of what it's like to play in this type of scheme. So he's comfortable and he's massive, which is a little different for our interior guys. But it's always good if you could be big and explosive like he is.
George is trying to play Sunday and work his way back. Obviously, we know what he can do on the field, but from a standpoint of chemistry and getting you guys fired up, how important is it to have him in uniform and a go on Sunday when you guys are trying to get back in the win column?
Yeah, I mean, George is captain and one of the most important players on the team in terms of production and just a morale boost from his positivity. And yeah, just having a guy who's been around for a while, has been through the ups and downs of this Shanahan regime. So yeah, we're excited for him.
Are you getting any more attention than usual this year? I guess, does it feel like, or is it pretty standard?
I think it's the same. Yeah, I just got to make the most of my opportunities.
Nick, how would you like to see your defense respond to the loss?
By playing better this week and winning. Make sure you subscribe.